Heyo everybody, Haku here with my live reaction or read through for Ichi the Witch, chapters 48 onward. I'm excited to continue. We're creeping closer and closer to being caught up. I thought that last time I really liked Spica as a new character, but we really focused in on Komugi and her character development, and it was really good. How we showed how the journey so far has led her to be able to now stand up for herself, and how much she truly genuinely cares about the other members of the team because of how they've changed the way that her life had gone. All of that very good. I'm excited to see more, because we were getting into this debut as a witch, and we didn't really spend a lot of time on the debut as a witch. We barely saw any of that. Instead, we focused hard into the Komugi development and the Komugi subplot. And since we've seemingly handled that last read through, now I'm excited to see what else the debut is going to give us, whether it's new characters, whether it's something new for Ichi. I am excited to see what happens with that. But either way, with all that aside, let's just start reading with 48. We start off with Jikishirone. 48th Hunt, a new prophecy. She's yawning. So sleepy. It's been ages since I last got up this early. Bleh, don't want to move. And she goes through one of the mirrors. Oh well, I guess I'd better watch at least for a bit. It's our Grand Savior's debut after all, and we see Team Descaras posing for pictures. It looks like, or no, not even pictures. I think. Maybe it's Pasha sound effect. So maybe. Does anyone have any questions? A bunch of hands raised. Lovely. Witch Cadet Komugi will gladly answer all of you. What? And for all I know, I'm saying, oh, pictures or whatever, cameras may or may not exist. I guess I am a little unclear with that. Because what does or doesn't exist via magic or technology so far isn't, like, I guess I'm not far enough in for that to be super clear. It's like how in Naruto a lot of things are like old-fashioned and stuff, but they have electricity, they have like cameras and TV and like all of this technologically advanced stuff at the same time as also being old school. So with this, not 100% sure yet. Which Cadet Komugi will gladly answer all of you. And we have Circos the Lazy. What? Going from Circos the MC to Circos the Lazy. Wait. Slow down. One at a time, please. Everyone's yelling me. They sure are having fun. Mr. Waiter, water, please. Of course. So, how's this look to you? Excuse me? Him, the world's first male witch. How's that look to a totally mundane, magicless male like you? How's it look? I think it's incredible. A man using magic? It's so hard to wrap my mind around. A part of me still doesn't believe it. Right? But at the same time, it feels like the start of a new era. Good opinion. That's right. This is the start of a new era, as the trail he blazes will change the world. We need Ichi the Witch to shine even brighter than ever, as the Messiah who'll save the world. Messiah? Yepers, I wanted to talk with Ichi Peachy and mess with him, but yeah, so many humans, it's grossing me out. That's not happening right now. I'm gonna go. And I had forgotten for a moment until that line that, yeah, Jikishirone is actually just a magic inhabiting a corpse. Are you leaving, Master? Allow me to... Nah, I don't need an escort. They're bugging me to hurry it up. Gotta get to a witches' meeting. Witches' conference room. We have... So they've changed... Is this the official translation? They changed Monogold to Moneygold, the Orient Witch. Shirabedonna, the Analytic Witch, and Chikutoge Togais, the Silver Snow Witch. Those are all the same. But it's Moneygold instead of Monogold. This time. Heyo, hi everybody. You're all... Well, I was gonna say you're all here, but... We see Jikishirone, the Oracle Witch. And we have 4 absent mirrors. You're obviously not. It's just the usual crew, only I love the Chibi Shirabadonna there. So there usually would be 8 then, if we're including Jikishirone. So there are 3 or 4 more Mantinel witches we're not seeing, and we probably got a look at them in that early chapter when we saw everybody talking through the mirrors. I'll have to go back to that chapter at some point and check them out again. Maybe I'll do it at the end of the video, or even the end of this chapter. Isn't the debut of a male witch kind of a big thing? Aren't we all supposed to witness it? What's going on? Did they all oversleep? Is it a boycott maybe? Naughty, naughty. You were rather tardy yourself. I did summon them, but they're all special, says Monogold. Okay, never mind. I won't have to go back. We're actually seeing them here. I have a tea party that day, and then a spot of target practice at the range. It's unfortunate, but I might ask you to reschedule, or might I ask you to reschedule for another time? Thank you, and I'm terribly sorry for the trouble. Amadoro Ribbon Candy, the Bullet Witch. Okay, so I remember their design, but they're like, you know what, I'm too important for this. Can we reschedule the entire male witch thing? Then Otogiri Utsune, the Cacophonous Witch. Well, if I'm not absolutely required to show up, then I think I might just, not. It's not like I'm particularly interested in parties anyway. Going would be a big old pain in the tush. Okay, so to think about their names again, Moneygold the Oriet Witch, Oriet meaning gold, of course. I thought that Monogold was the one controlling the mirrors and stuff, and that the mirrors were her power, but maybe her power has something to do not just with that, but with money or gold itself. Shirabedonna, I've brought up before how like Shiraberu is investigate or analyze, so that first part of her name matches with what she does as a witch, and Donna is just like woman or beautiful woman, right? And then Chikutoge Togais. I guess Toge Toge is probably supposed to be... Toge Toge is thorny as like a sound effect, right? So maybe it's thorny because of her personality, and she does have a sharp, pointy design, and then of course ice is in there. And then Jikishirone, I don't know what it means. Every time I see Jikishirone, I think about a skeleton, but I don't know why. Like, Shiro is white, but I don't know if that's going to have anything to do with anything. For some reason, I think of skeleton, even though skeleton is Gaikotsu and bone is Hone, so it's nothing to do with that, but that's the vibe I get for some reason. It probably has something to do with Jester or seeing the future, stuff like that, probably. But then we have Amadoro Ribbon Candy, and Ame is candy, but Ama is sweet. So, sweet as part of the name. And then Otogiri Utsune. Utsu is something to do with sound and music too, I think, or can be. But Oto is sound, and Giri is... Well, Giri can mean a few things, but first thing that comes to my mind is cut. I mean, I guess it could be mist too, like sound mist, but I would think sound cut. Or the giddy part could just like be something else with the play on words. But their names got me... Their names got me thinking, but as I was saying that, I was scrolling down and saw Franken de Sussy. Hold on. The Voracious Witch. Probably Desusi. Party? I'm really bad with fancy stuff like that, and I'm too scared to look at him. Besides, I couldn't make you waste your time on a lavish feast, big rooms, and a fancy dress for someone like me. I feel like we maybe got a little bit of their personalities before. Like maybe they said a few lines, and I feel like we saw her personality like this before. And then the sound effects, If no one else is going, then I think it'd be better if I didn't either. I don't want to rock the boats, so I'm really sorry. And it's Franken de Sussy, the Voracious Witch. So Franken maybe it's going to be like a Frankenstein type power when it comes to whatever. Like, she can eat stuff and then make it part of her body, maybe. But Desusi, I would think then that it could be part of like Devour or something. But there was something else that I was thinking of. Crap. Yeah, I lost my train of thought there. But we have Tricaputo the Villainous Witch, or Tricaputo the Villainous Witch. If you want to throw a party, knock yourself out. Me, I ain't got the time to bother with some kid's recital or whatever it is. And very much smoking the cigar, the hat and everything, I guess a mob boss type style. Isn't Kapu like head, I think? So, like, not in Japanese, but in Italian and maybe some other Romance languages would be similar. So Caputo would be like kaput, taken off your head, and Tri would be 3, so maybe like a 3 families type thing. And I'm just noticing too that I kind of just want to call her Franken de Sussy. Her hair has a mouth, I just noticed. Absent, and then all 4 of them. Geez, they sure are free-spirited. Much too much so. Wahaha. Not that this is anything new. They typically prioritize themselves over everything else. The only time we can drag them in here is for formal conferences and official votes. I guess it would be 9, though, not 8, because I'm forgetting Descaras would also be included. Well, this just got dumb. I'ma leave and get some sleep. Hold it. This meeting's agenda is about future missions and policies in regards to Ichi the Witch. We need your input. Huh? But I haven't gotten any new prophecies for Ichi Pichi yet. All that policy stuff you can figure out for yourselves. But, hey, listen. You ladies seem to have the wrong idea, but we're not friends. The only reason I'm cooperating with you is because of common interest. So, like, ordering me around and making me do stuff? No. Just no. Okay? Toga Ice? Thanks. Okay, good night, Jikishirone. We are equals. We don't have to be friends, but if you'll cooperate with us, we'll take your desires into account when we act, and we won't do you harm. It's not camaraderie that connects us, but respect. What both of us ultimately strive for is coexistence. Isn't that what we agreed upon? And she stops before continuing to leave. Master Monogold, I apologize. It's okay. Thank you. Let's begin our meeting. Ah, boy, I'm beat. I went outside, talked to some witches. What a full day. We are equals. Equals. Coexistence. It's all so dumb. And then she's smushing her face before putting a smile back on. Okay, time for bed. I've got to make up for all the sleep I lost by getting up early. And then the world hater just shows up. Huh? And immediately, it's hard to even tell what's going on because it's like he's turning her into the messy amalgam of stuff that he usually does. And she wakes up from it. Okay, so this was one of her... Either it really happened and he did something to her to mess with her, or this is one of her visions of the future. What was that? Would you care for a glass of water? And she's all the... That is a really cool way to organize the chapter. And now she's back with the guy offering her water from the beginning. Would you care for a glass of water? Oh dear. Did you perhaps receive some frightening prophecy, Master Jikishirone? So, again, that is such a cool way to format the chapter, where we went through Jikishirone's whole day with visiting the party, then going to the meeting, and then getting warped or whatever that the world hater does to people. And I love the style, I love the choice as well. Because you see so many villains that just like kill people or whatever, but it's so much more frightening and threatening. It just feels like, Lovecraftian or Junji Ito or anything like that. That wherever World Hater goes, there's just this mass of flesh and body parts, and it all just looks hellish. It's all just freaky. And again, like a villain coming in and cutting a character in half, it's like, whoa, that's crazy. That'd be scary. That'd be terrifying. But I think it's even more scary and terrifying to be like, what would it be for all of your body parts to turn into this weird collection of just eyes and bone and muscle? And like, it's scarier than just getting killed. I think that aspect of things is really cool when it comes to World Hater. And just the way that the artist has done all of it is just so scary. So very, very, very good chapter. That was great. But I guess now we're back in time. We're still here. So I guess let's see what happens with the rest of the party. And now maybe the meeting will be much different now that Jikishirone has had a bit of a prophecy. So let's see what happens in 49. Moving on to Hunt 49, a glass of water. My, you're drenched in sweat. Why don't you have some water, Master Jikishirone? And it actually looks like they're in a big empty area now. She pours it out. Who are you? How'd you get in here? Call me Hitsugi, Master Jikishirone. Allow me to formally introduce myself. I am a messenger. I come bearing a message for you, from my lord and master, the World Hater Magic, the World Hater. And Hitsugi is butler, so Hitsugi might be a play on that. He brings out the staff. They say, accept no further prophecies that speak of me. Should you ignore this advice and accept a different prophecy, you shall be erased from existence. Okay, so a threat. No more, like, you have to hide the prophecies about the World Hater from the humans, and if you don't hide the prophecies from them, World Hater is going to take her out. So that means that either she's going to have to hide things from the humans out of self-preservation, or because of this might actually have the opposite of the intended effect. This might actually convince her that she needs to help the humans, and if so, it could lead into like some cool mystery type stuff where Jikishirone can't tell them or she'll be killed, so she has to leave hints for the humans to figure things out, which would be very cool. And she sees the prophecy again of her being taken out. That is all. I can imagine what vision you must have had a moment ago, but don't worry. With proper action, even your prophecies can be avoided. To make a long story short, leave the Matinal Witches Association. Join Lord World Hater. Doing that will avert the prophecy and save your existence. Save, huh? Boy, you sure are being awful patronizing. I thought headhunters were supposed to be modest, and springing that on me out of nowhere like this, how could you not see that as nervy? Sorry, but I'm neutral. I'll do what I want, thank you very much. Unfortunately, that's no longer an option. You've been permitted, so I don't think it's that it went back in time. It's that she left the meeting. We actually did leave the meeting, but after the meeting, she saw the prophecy, and then this guy approached. And then, sorry, but I'm neutral. I'll do what I want. Thank you very much. Unfortunately, that's no longer an option. You've been permitted free reign this whole time, because Lord World Hater did not see your prophecies as relevant to them. But a new era has begun. Ichi the Witch exists. The moment he was discovered, Lord World Hater could no longer afford to dismiss your prophecies. I'm here to headhunt you and to offer you advice. Stop giving useful prophecies to the Witches Association, and by extension to Ichi the Witch. join us, aid us, and you will survive. And here's the thing. This could actually be a good sign for Jikishirone and the humans, because if these prophecies weren't a threat to the World Hater, they wouldn't have to go through all this. The fact that they're going through all this means that things are going well, means that Ichi and Jikishirone are actually threats to the World Hater. Both of you, the prophecy magic, and Jikishirone, your host, who resides in your magic circle. Okay, so the original Jikishirone is still in there, but it's like the opposite of a usual witch, where typically the witch has their magics in the magic circle. Instead, I wonder if the other humans, like the human witches, I wonder if they even know that. But we have Jikishirone, who's taken over the corpse, but the original Jikishirone is still in her magic circle, so still alive in a way. But this pushes her to grab him by the collar. Don't even think of going after Jiki, you scum. Thus, my advice. You can prevent that from happening. Today I came only to deliver that message. I shall visit you again before long. I look forward to hearing a favorable response. Master Jikishirone, the prophecy magic. So, the mirror stuff is just a magic that seemingly multiple people can use, kind of like barriers. There seems to just be general magic, not like specific. You can have the ice magic that lets you do ice magic and stuff, but there are also general magics that it seems like any magic user can use. And that includes not just witches, because we've seen witches traveling through the mirrors and doing magic things that aren't tied to any one specific magic, I guess. Unless multiple people can just make a contract with magics to be able to use their powers on a small scale. But not just magic users like witches, but magics themselves, assuming that this guy is going to be a magic. Because he could be a woman. Maybe. Like, maybe they're a woman, and that's why they would be able to do this. I was assuming they were also a magic, like Jikishirone and the World Hater. But if they are human, that means that either they would be a woman, or they're also a man who could use magic like Ichi, which I don't think is going to be the case. So it's not Monogold's power. Monogold doesn't have the mirror magic or something. It seems like mirror magic traveling is just something that multiple people can do. She slumps down and then looks over to the stuff left behind. Again, how do you hide that? Wouldn't that be a key, like a key piece of evidence that you've been visited by the World Hater? So, what will the prophecy magic do now? Given that look of theirs, they've been more contaminated by humanity than expected. The poor thing, they're trapped here, imprisoned, and they don't even realize it. The Mantanel Witches Association is a giant prison designed to steal magic's freedom, a detention center built by those detestable witches for corralling and enslaving the rare and glorious beings known as magics. To be completely honest, just standing inside this building makes me physically ill. If only all of humanity would die, that'd be nice. They were redeemable as a species when they go around building places like this. I wish Lord World Hater would exterminate them and be done with it. Ah well, my duty here is done. Time to go home. I've a report to give. Excuse me, Mr. Waiter? And he's confronted by Descaras. Could you get me a glass of water? Pierced through wall, Lazud. And she goes on the attack, but he counters with the World Hater staff. Oh, hey now, that's weird. What's a waiter doing with a nasty-looking magic staff? Oh no, I'm scared. And maybe that's why people granted with the staffs can use magic. Again, it's questionable. Because we've seen witches and people, and again, magic items are things that let you do things magically but aren't connected to a contract with any specific magic. So I guess you can just, like, women can just use magic unrelated to any magics without even capturing or like contracting with any of them, catching them like Pokemon, whatever. But then getting specific ones just must make you extra powerful. You're an intruder. Guess I'm gonna have to throw you in prison. To be continued. Okay, well, with that aside then, good chapter again. And I can't stop here, obviously. Let's go to 50. We start off with Master Descaras. This is all a misunderstanding. 50th hunt, those who defy. I'm merely a normal human waiter. Just a waiter, huh? What normal human waiter can talk with that big hole in his gut? Okay, we didn't even get to see until now a huge gaping wound. Let's make things clearer. Split asunder, Lindell. And she slices. Yeah. She takes his head off, but the body continues to fight. Normal human waiter, my butt. And they're clashing. Ah well, given that creepy staff you're swinging around, it's a safe bet to say you're not anyone friendly. Only witches are capable of accessing this floor. How'd you get in? And who or what are you? She brings the owl out again. You're going to tell me everything, whether you want to or not. Golconda. Alpha. And he sticks out his tongue, but it has multiple mouths. And it reverses her magic onto her. Let's have you talk instead. What do you fear most? What is it you fear? Yo. And it's terrified of her, but it's been flipped. Okay, from her intimidation, she stops it from working on her. Hey, what was that? Magic manipulation? Some way of reversing orders? How dare you pick on my poor sweet Golconda like that, jerk? No, you were the one who just abused your magic. Still, I see. Interesting. So that's mastership in action. Forcing a magic to submit, then training them like beasts and making them fight for you. How utterly abhorrent. Hey, between magic and human, there can be no true bonds. Unfortunately, neither can there be cooperation or lasting harmony. These things all assume a relationship of equals. And, if I can be painfully honest for a moment, holding this human shape is making me ill. Can you blame me? I defy you to find someone out there who enjoys making themselves small, weak, and insignificant. And a hand reaches out of the portal. He's standing on it. Enjoy your game of master and servant while you can. It won't last. Sooner or later, the Lord World Hater will free all magics. They'll stand in revolt against their oppressors, and humanity will be erased from existence. And what hurts is, in a way, he kind of has a point. It's this tough issue of, in a way that humans do things, it's not an equal relationship. They are forcing the magics into servitude, essentially, but the magics think themselves above humans, and if not forced into servitude, decide to just kill them and stuff. So it is sort of a tough situation there. Every last trace warped out, just like your poor little brother was. And she rushes again. Give my regards to Ichi the Witch. And now we're back to World Hater. I've returned. And we see that there at the end a chunk of his head is taken off too. I've returned, Lord World Hater. I'm humbly grateful that you deigned to lend me this staff, which holds a fragment of your power. Are the seeds planted? Thoroughly. Now, what will sprout from them? And will those blooms cover the world? A new era has dawned. Let's ensure that it sees the end of humanity, Lord World Hater. And I guess we're seeing a bit of their real form. Interesting. So is this kind of like isn't a Capricorn kind of like that? Like the original mythological creature or whatever. It's like he has a human head, but then a lion's body. And maybe not Capricorn, but maybe there's another mythical creature that's like that. There's something that's like that, where it's like he has the tail of a fish and the upper body of a lion and a human head here. Lord World Hater. There can be no future where humans and magics coexist. We have Jikishirone and the other Jikishirone, the magic and the human. And we're seeing evidence that that's maybe not true. Like, Jikishirone is neutral and is a human and magic in one. So we have that. But maybe that's going to be a theme of the story, and the way that the magics are beaten is that it's not going to be about Uroro getting his freedom or Ichi capturing all these magics, but it's going to be Ichi being able to somehow make peace with them, being able to somehow make friends with them. And end game, I mean, I guess for a long-running shonen, this is kind of how it almost always goes with the inner demon, isn't it? Eventually, you're going to have Ichi and Uroro become friends and allies and equals who work together. That's pretty much how the inner demon thing almost always goes, now that I think about it. So there is that. So it does seem like that's maybe going to be endgame, is Ichi and Uroro as equals fighting the World Hater and stopping the World Hater, and Ichi becoming friends with all of his magics. Seems like it's going to be how it goes there. But where we are now, it's kind of a... Again, I don't want to say, even though most people watching have probably watched or read Attack on Titan, I don't want to spoil things, but in Attack on Titan, there is this one group, I'll keep it vague just in case anyone hasn't watched or read for some reason. There is this one group of people that's like, if we don't oppress or contain this other group of people, they're gonna kill us all. And this other group of people at one point is like, if we don't kill them all, they're going to oppress us, put us all in camps essentially. And both sides are kind of right, which makes the conflict nuanced, because they're right. If they don't kill them all, they're going to try to enslave them. They're going to try to enslave them all, essentially. Maybe enslave isn't the right term, but you get what I'm saying. And they're going to try to oppress them all. And the other group, if they don't oppress them, yeah, they are going to, at some point or another, eventually try to kill them all. Both sides are kind of correct that that's going to happen. So it's difficult to find peace in that situation. And this is something where the magics view themselves as being in existence greater than the humans, and they can just kill and play with human lives however they want. And they're like, if we don't view ourselves like the World Haters group is like, if we don't kill these humans, they're going to basically enslave us. They're going to force us into labor as their witches' magics and everything. And the witches are like, well, if we don't make the magics into our magics, they're just going to go around and kill people and play with human lives. And where we are right now, both sides are correct at the moment. Both sides are correct, where World Hater is right. They're going to imprison the magics if they don't take out the humans. And the humans, where they are right now, if they don't trap and imprison the magics, they're going to be killed by them. So at the current moment, the path to peace is difficult, because both sides are kind of right now. So with that aside, I want to keep going, so let's go read chapter 51. I might end after 51. We'll see. We'll see if it's a good place to end. 51 starts with a frontispiece of Team Descaras, 51st Hunt, to a new time. Okay, so we might be getting our first transition to start something new, to start a new arc. Hey everyone, look, my arm grew back. And we've got Gokuraku. Wow! It grew back? Amazing! Just kidding. I had a new mechanical one attached. Its mobility and durability are way better than my old model. They gave me new legs while they were at it too. I got maintenance for my whole body. I feel better than new. Advanced version Gokuraku, wow! Ichi. That said, they sure took their time getting it done. Yeah, the workshop here is incredible. The tools are sophisticated, and the technicians are knowledgeable and skilled. Plus, it's got funding. Lots of funding, that's important. Ichi, calm down. Ichi just rotating around him. I couldn't help but ask for more and more functionality, and I got fussy about the design details. Getting it all done took time. Okay, functionality? Get this. My arm has a rocket launcher in it, and my knees have flamethrowers, and best of all, I can shoot laser beams from my eyes. Yo, no making up crap, and we see Lovejoe. You got the whole team Descaras here. Good. Welcome to the Wand and Tools department. That stuff you ordered, it's ready. Cool. Voila, your magic hoverboards. They're Comet models. Magic hoverboards? Personal vehicles for flight. Hop on. You can stick your toes in there to brace them. Pour magic energy down through your feet to power it. It'll minimize any external forces that'll act on you like wind pressure. But you do have to keep yourself balanced on it. It's actually trickier to ride than you'd... And he immediately is very good at it. This is so late 90s, early 2000s. Okay, well, you've got a talent for that. Whoa, this is fun. Comets are a solid model. They're light, compact, and designed for long distances. They're the perfect choice for traveling to places you can't mirror to. And we're seeing the actual stats. One of the first things junior witch cadets learn at our magic school is how to ride a comet. It's a great way to teach them how to control their flow of magic energy. Then you can ride these too, Kamugi. Yes, technically, but we humans are born with perfectly good legs to help us get places. Why do we need to ride on things? Kamugi of the Void. Okay. You need core strength and good balance if you're going to ride a comet. In other words, they're not great for the uncoordinated types. Hey, I'm really good at piloting hover bikes. I can carry lots of cargo. I say, give her the bike. I think the bike is cool. I kind of think the bike is cooler. I really like... Yeah, like we're seeing it in the next panel. I really like the bike. Hover bikes, huh? Oh yeah, you were riding one when we first met. They are pretty easy to pilot. They're a good way to carry a lot of cargo safely too, hover bikes. Yeah, they're energy guzzlers. You don't want one of those if you're going far. I'm sure if I just try really, really hard... Nah, we'll just have you ride double, Moogie. You sit behind me. And then, what other kinds are there? Then, magic tools for flight. We see the flying skates, flying bicycle, flying dinghy, flying motorcycle. The motorcycle is sick. Hold on, and we have stats for all of them? I kind of like the motorcycle and Kamuki's bike. I kind of wish, because they need to carry their stuff around too. I mean, I guess they could just use like magic bag or something to hold it all. But I would actually kind of love if they got to carry around their stuff with the magic bike and stuff. Then they all have various ranges, energy requirements, and quirks. Cool. Yeah, you totally built this one for yourself. How much did it cost? Don't let Master Monogold know, okay? Then people can ride this? Yep, 5 at once. How? Still, given the mobility, comets are probably the best. You got a hang of it really fast, Ichan, says Gokuraku. Okay, there are a lot of... So, it's a weird situation then. Can Gokuraku just ride them because of the magic items included in his body? Since I guess men can't usually use them because they don't have magic energy. And we see a broom locked away. This shot feels very Little Witch Academia when you first see the broom that's sealed up in the shop. What's that? That's an old one. A flight broom. People say that brooms pick their people. This model in particular is a beast. You need the aptitude plus a whole lot of practice to ride one of these. Again, this scene is very much like Little Witch Academia. They were used a lot in the old days, but they're basically just fancy, or now they're basically just fancy antiques. A broom. It's beautiful. Hoy, Mr. Messiah and friends. Is your training all done? Jikishirone. Who? Okay, get your stuff together and let's go. Go where? On our next mission, duh. Wait, what are you wearing? Isn't it cute? This is my travel wear. You've been assigned to your next hunt, and I'm coming with. Huh? No way. When Ichi the Witch goes on his next hunt, you want to accompany him. Yep. See, I got a new prophecy just this morning. It says I might be a big help if I go with Ichi Peachy on his next hunt. Go with the light, and you may find a fragment of the future for which you search. Again, I think that now, because of what happened, Jikishirone is going to actually, like from what she heard from Monogold, and then from what happened with the World Hater Servant, I think that she is going to be working for coexistence, but she's going to have to do so by secretly giving them hints and clues rather than being able to just directly tell them. How unusual for you to receive a prophecy in regard to yourself. Really? I regularly check my own future. Yeah, this prophecy's totally a fake, but I have to know. I have to see for myself if Ichi the Witch is truly the Messiah who can stand against the World Hater, and then I have to decide which side I'll take. So, about the last meeting. I know I left in the middle, but you talked about Ichi Peachy's next mission, right? Where are you sending the world's first male witch next? The Pendulum Seas. Oh, really? You're making him hunt that nasty piece of work, then. There is a class of legendary magics that witches have attempted and failed to acquire for ages. Among them there is one that the Witches Association would pay almost any price to acquire. The time magic. That is really cool and OP. Like time? Its lair can be found on the Pendulum Seas. That cursed stretch of water has sent many ships to the cold depths, and within it drifted a creepy cradle of death. I wonder if they're not all, like all the ships that have disappeared for who knows how long, weren't actually killed and sunk, but are just trapped in time, and maybe after acquiring the time magic, there's going to be a bunch of people that get freed from the Pendulum Seas. And now we have Ichi and Gokuraku flying around. Okay, and then we see the Descaras one with Komugi riding on the back. They go to the ship. The ghost ship, Chronostasis. Super cool. I am very excited to get into the next one, but now this feels like we did the Komugi part of the arc. We did the Komugi subplot. And then we did what is kind of basically the Jikishirone side plot. And this transition into what's next. A lot of deep world building and really character building, decision building kind of stuff. We go into all of that for here, and then next time we're going to be starting our Pendulum Seas arc, our like Chronostasis arc. And then Jikishirone is also flying in on one of the boards. And now I am really won over as a character. I like Jikishirone a lot now. I think it's really interesting the situation she's in. I love the concept of the human Jikishirone still being in there. I love that concept so much. That she is a magic, but with a human in her magic circle on the inside. I love that. And then having to make the decision because of what's going on with World Hater, all that's so cool. So I am very excited for next time, but this is a great place to end because it feels like we handled yet another subplot, yet another chunk of the story, and then next time we're about to start the ghost ship stuff. So with that aside, thank you for being here. Thank you for watching. I loved these chapters. Like if you liked the video, comment down there to tell me what you thought of these chapters, my first thoughts and reaction. Subscribe for more Ichi the Witch, much more on the channel. If you want to help support the channel by sharing around or dropping a super thanks, it's very appreciated. If you want to help support the channel by becoming a member or patron, it's appreciated. You get to help me to continue to make videos, and you get your name at the end of videos and One Piece bingo early. So just hit join down below to become a member, or go to patreon.com/HakuOfTheTubes, or a link will be in the description to become a patron. Thank you so much to people who are members and patrons. Thank you to chosen regulars Evan Holly and Bertie Wooster, Magical Girls, DD Ban and Maru, Cherryton Student, David Langstaff, Slayer Candidates, SG and Stan Cedar, and Pure Element Pater Diallo. Thank you so much for your support. Thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you all next time.